Today we're going to look at problem 2-4B, analyzing manufacturing cost accounts. The Clapton Company manufactures custom guitars in a wide variety of styles. The following incomplete ledger accounts refer to transactions that are summarized for May. Now, we're not going to be using these T accounts and filling in the missing numbers. We're actually going to be doing a different step of the problem. But if we go to the next section, it says, in addition, the following information is available. Materials and direct labors were applied to 6 jobs in May, and you can see that information there. Part B, factory overhead is applied to each job at a rate of 50% of direct labor costs. C, the May 1st work in progress balance consisted of 2 jobs as follows. And D, the customer jobs completed and units sold in May were as follows. The instructions: determine the missing amounts associated with each ledger. Provide supporting calculations by completing a table with the following headings. The table that we're going to complete is where I want to focus for this problem. Okay? If you would like to go through and find the missing amounts that are in the ledger accounts, that's fine, but the table is my main priority for this one. So we're going to be using all of the data that's here to complete this table. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do, we're doing 2-4B, so I'm just going to circle that so I know which problem I'm doing right here. Okay, so the first column, it wants the job number. So job number 101, quantity 330, and I'm getting these numbers right from here. It tells me my job number and my quantity. Okay, the next column says May 1st work in progress. Okay, if we go right here, job number 101 had work in progress on May 1st of $26,400. So that's what's going to go in this box. Direct materials for job 101. If we come up here to the top, job 101 had direct materials of $82,500. Direct labor. Again, if we go to the top, it tells us that our direct labor for job 101 was $59,400. Okay, factory overhead. If we look at letter B, it tells us that our factory overhead is applied to each job at the rate of 50% of direct labor costs. Okay, so the way we determine our factory overhead is we're going to take 50% times whatever our direct labor was. Okay. So, for example, our direct labor for 101 was $59,400. So we're going to multiply that times 50%. And we're going to get $29,700. Okay. So now it wants to know our total cost. So I'm going to take from $2,400. Oh, let me try that again. I'm going to take from $26,400 over to the $29,700 and add those numbers together. And I get $198. Okay. Now, my unit cost over here to the right, we know that our total cost is $198, and we know that we had 330 units. So we're going to divide those numbers. So let me just jot that down up here so you have it. Unit cost equals your total cost divided by your quantity. Okay. So again, for this one, I'm going to take the 198 and divide it by the 330. And once I do that, I get a unit cost of $600. The next column asks for the units sold. And if I look in my textbook, it'll tell me that for job number 101, I had 264 units sold. Okay, so I'm going to stick 264 here. Now I need to know my cost of goods sold. So I'm going to take my unit cost times how many I sold, and that's going to give me my cost of goods sold. Again, let me jot this up here. Cost of goods sold equals your unit cost times your units sold. So in the example of 101, we're going to take 600 times the 264, and we're going to get our cost of goods sold to be 158,400. Now, you're going to do the same thing for each one of these jobs, okay? But please note, we have a column that's asking us for our work in progress. And if you look in the next section, your work in process, there's only two of them, 101 and 102, okay? So for 103, 4, 5, and 6, you're going to leave that one blank. Okay? So you're going to go through each one and fill in the boxes and complete the math. When you're all finished, and again, 101 and 102 are the only two with the work in process. The rest are going to be blank. When you're finished, you're going to add up, you're going to have a total at the bottom. So you're going to add up each column except for unit cost and unit sold. Everything else will have a total. And this is a good way to check. Okay, so once you've added up all of these columns, if you were to add from the 72,400, 570,700, 378,400, and 189,200, it should equal this. The same as adding all of these should equal this. And that's a good checks and balance to make sure that everything is perfect. Okay. So again, you're just following, you're filling in all of the different squares, all the different topics, and you're just following these equations to solve the ones that are empty. Okay? And then I'm going to, here's what half of it's going to look like when you're done. And then here's the other half. Okay, so go ahead and take a few minutes and figure those out and make sure that you have them right.